All right, Spencer Sutton here with Evernest, and I have got with me Matthew Whitaker, who is the founder and CEO of Evernest. And we've also got Robert Locke. Robert Locke is a 40-year veteran of the property management industry, and he has actually helped many property management companies sell over the years. And he's represented the sell side. And so great to have you guys here. We just want to talk about, we're just going to kind of go through a profile of a recent transaction that we were a part of at Evernest that Robert, you helped with.
All right, so we do consulting around the country. When I sold Crown, I had acquired 14 other companies. I had downsized once. I kind of partnered with Monica Gilroy, the attorney that's so prominent in the NARPM world. And so between the two of us, you know, we've kind of leaned kind of heavy into helping buyers and sellers put deals together. Well, I had a client in Tennessee. He had embraced our customized management agreement, rental agreement. We had grown his income, his revenues, his profits over a period of 2 or 3 years. And it was during the 2020 year, he got started having trouble with vision, started having medical problems, spent a week at Mayo trying to figure it out. And 2 months later, they had a funeral for him. And he was managing about 200 properties. Again, very profitable, good model, managing really premium stuff, okay? And I said to his widow, look, I know somebody that might want to buy your company. And I know the steps to go through to kind of make it work. And so she engaged me, and we started out with the first things first, right? We put an executive summary together, all the metrics of their business and what she wanted to do and not wanted to do, because in this case, she didn't want to be involved with the business afterwards. And so we put the executive summary together, and I sent it over to Matthew. Matthew and I have known each other for 20 years or 15 years maybe, and I knew that he was acquiring other management accounts. So I sent it over to Matthew, and it was about maybe the third week in October of 2020. Now, Matthew is a man that can get it done. I'm telling you, when I gave him the information, he made a couple of phone calls because he already had inventory in Tennessee. And we had a letter of intent from Matthew the fourth week of October. The widow signed it, and Matthew actually closed it before the end of November. Now think about that. Typically, a buyer will tell you it's a 2 to 3 month process to go through all the due diligence, to verify numbers, to look at tax returns, to do all kinds of audit points. And Matthew accomplished the whole thing in like 5 weeks from the time he got the executive summary to the time he actually closed. And so my client was ecstatic. It was another experience for me because we'd done about 6 where we were the broker kind of in the relationship, but we don't take a percentage of the sale. We charge a fee for it. And you know, we just do that from a consulting standpoint. So Monica got involved on the legal side, and Matthew handled it beautifully. And it was just a great experience to deal with Evernest.
Yeah, it was a kind of an unfortunate time in the widow's life, and we knew that when Robert reached out that there was a sense of urgency around this portfolio because nobody was driving the business anymore. This person had passed away, and somebody needed to kind of step in and take control of what was going on. So we were able. One of the benefits we think to selling to us is we understand management companies really well, right? Like we've bought a number of management companies over the years, and we know what needs to be done. We have a list of about 150 things that we do, whether that's in 5 weeks. In this case, we've actually bought one, I think in 3 or 4 weeks before, where we can move very quickly. If somebody has that need to move very, very quickly, you know, we don't like to do that with every deal, because as we move, we like to be able to plan. And, we're very fortunate also to have team members already in that market. So, really appreciate Robert trusting us with his client, right? Because anytime you're in Robert's position, you know, he's basically handing his trust over to us. And if we screw it up, it's not going to reflect great on Robert. And so really appreciate you being willing to kind of pass that trust on to us. And, you know, that portfolio is still continues to rock along. And we actually even inherited a team member with it. And she's still working with us today.
Good. Well, you didn't know this at the time, Matthew, but we had 6 people trying to buy that company.
Oh, wow. Well,
I knew other people in the local market that woke up about 2 weeks after the letter of intent was signed and said, I want to buy that company. I know those people. I know this guy. I want that inventory. And I had to say, look, I mean, Matthew Whitaker just burned through this thing like crazy. and if you're up against him, you don't have much of a chance. You know, one of the companies we went to, they had like 160 questionnaire you had to fill out. They got to take it to a board of directors to get approval. And it was like going to take like 2 months, 3 months to figure out if they wanted to do it. So Matthew really performed, man of action. He was able to make this come together very, very quickly. And it closed exactly the way he represented it. And, you know, the next one that I brought to him was too far outside of his geographic area. So, you know, I'll keep bringing them, Matthew.
Yeah, I was about to say,
awesome.
please keep bringing
do.
them.
Yeah.
All right, Robert. Well, thank you for doing this. Thanks for, you know, for being willing to kind of share your experience. And again, if anybody wants to reach out to either me or Robert, would love to talk to you about buying your business. And thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the time.